Okay, third and final online lesson. We talked about the mean on Monday, the median on Tuesday, and today we are talking about the mode and the range. And we'll have something different for tomorrow. I made up Miss J and Mr. K and talked about how they are teaching the same subjects, they're teaching the same kinds of students, they gave the same test, and Ms. J's class had a higher average score, slightly higher average score, but a much higher median score. So some quick review for you. The median is the midpoint between a set of numbers, and the mean is the average between two numbers. We calculate the average by adding all the numbers in the set and then dividing by the number of numbers in the set. So 10 plus 2 is 12. There's 2 in the set, so 12 divided by 2 is 6. And the midpoint between these two, and I showed this to you on a number line, is 6. So in the case of 10 and 2, the average, or the mean, and the median are exactly the same. That's not always the case. I gave you 2 sets of numbers yesterday and made a mistake, and I fixed that today. The first set of numbers has a median, a middle number of 7, but the average, when I add all these numbers together, I get 30. There's 5 numbers, so when I divide 30 divided by 5, I get 6. So the middle number is 7, but the average number 6 is kind of close to it. In this case, if I look at the 5 numbers, the middle number is obviously 7, just like the one above. But when I add all of these together, I get 120. And there's 5 numbers, so 120 divided by 5 gives us 24. And I made a goof yesterday, and we're all going to have a growth mindset and be forgiving of Mr. Collins making mistakes. So the midpoint is 7, but the average is 24. It's way over here. So the mean and the median are both telling us about the numbers, but they don't always match up with each other. They usually don't match up with each other. To explain to you the range and the mode, I need to teach you about histograms. You do not need to know what a histogram is, but if you get this well, I can give you some advanced stuff later on. And this is in compliance with Common Core Standard 6.SP.B.4, that we're going to display numerical data on a number line, including dot plots, histograms, and box plots. A histogram is a picture. I have not shown you the picture of all of the student test scores for Ms. J and Mr. K. And you can tell I'm just repeating a lot of my slides from before. So let's kind of get rid of this and go to a picture making area. This spreadsheet is where I'm going to construct a histogram. This spreadsheet is where I made up all these numbers. I've been teaching long enough that I know what a grade distribution on tests looks like. And I'm lazy enough that I can get the computer to do a lot of calculations for me. So I just fiddled with numbers until I got things that seemed like they would work for this activity. So a histogram is a picture of all the numbers in a series. And this is where everything comes together. These are Mr. K's numbers, and these are Ms. J's numbers. So Mr. K had 3 students that got 100% on the test. Good job. So I'm just going to mark an X for each of those kids. And then he had somebody who got a 96 and 2 people who got an 88. So 96 and 2 people got an 88. Do you understand what I'm doing? So I'm going to do this a little bit faster. He had an 86. He had 4 students score 84. And he had 78, 76, 74, 74, 74. So 82, 78, 82, 78, 76, 74, 74, 74. So what I'm doing is I'm giving us a chart of what his scores were. And then he had a 72, a 68, and he had 4 people got 62 on his test, which is interesting. And he had 2 people get 60 on the test. So that's a histogram. It's a picture of what everybody's scores were. And we can take some of the information about Mr. K's class and put it over here. If I wanted to find the median, if I wanted to find the middle point, I would find the point at which half of the scores are below the number and half are above the number. And it turns out that the median is right here, 78. Half of his students got below 78 and half got above 78. So 78 is the midpoint. The average is 78.5. So the mean, 78.5, is right around here as well. So they're very, very close to each other. I can do the same thing with Ms. J's numbers. She had a 94, a 92, a 90, and a 90. So interesting. Both of them had 4 students who scored in the A range, but Mr. K's scored higher. So 94, 92, 90, 90. 94, 92, 90, 90. And my median's making this kind of ugly, so I'm going to get rid of that. And picture in picture, I'm going to have to get this up so you can see this. And then she had 88, 86, 86, and 3 84s. 88, 86, 84, 84, 84. Oops, she had 2 86s, excuse me. 88, 86, 86, 84, 84, 84. When I used to do these for classes, I would just do them on a piece of paper and make my X's this way. But I think using the computer is going to be much more useful to us. She had 3 people score 82. She had 2 people score 76. And she had 5 people score 74. And then when I go down a little bit lower, she had 2 72s, a 70, and 2 64s. 72, 72, a 70, and a couple of 64s. So let's go up here and just look at the 2 charts. I'm going to shrink this a little bit so we can see them both better. You can see that there's some differences. The middle score for Mr. K's class was 78. But for Ms. J's class, her midpoint was 82. So half of her class scored 82 or above. And when I look at the average for her class, her average was down here about 78, 79, so close to his. But she had more students who scored up here, scored above 82 than Mr. J's class. The range and the mode are things that you can actually see on this test or on this histogram. If I look at the scores, I can see some differences in how they are distributed because I've made these graphs. Let me get that up one more thing so I can get the numbers just above. Okay. What I find is that Mr. K's class had a wider spread of scores. He had really, really high scores up here at 100, and he had really, really low scores here at 60. Ms. J's class was much tighter, if I can use that word. Her lowest score was 64, and her highest score was 94. That's the range. The range is the spread of the graph. It's the highest number minus the lowest number. So the highest number in this case is 94, and 94 minus the lowest number, 64, 94 minus 64, the range is 30. When I do the same thing for Mr. K's class, the high score is 100 and the low score is 60. So the high minus the low is 100 minus 60, so the range is 40 in that case. Which means that basically his scores are spread out further. They cover a larger range. And Ms. J's class scores are much more close together. They have a smaller range. The other thing that we can see on here is that a lot of Ms. J's students scored 74. And there's actually a word for that. Whatever number appears the most is called the mode. I'm sorry, I didn't make this up. This was in the Pi Day escape activity. But you just look at a set of numbers, and whatever number appears the most is the mode. So for Ms. J's class, the mode is 74. Mr. K's class, I look at which number appears first, and it turns out that 4 people scored 62 and 4 people scored 84. So it's what's called a bimodal, means 2 modes. So most people got 62 or 84. And if you had 3 or 4 modes, it's just called multimodal. So the range and the mode you can actually see when you put these together, or when you actually put the numbers onto a histogram. You can see that Ms. J's scores are closer together and Mr. K's are more spread out, and that she had one score that was very, very common, and he had a bunch of very, very low scores and then a bunch of pretty high scores. And I would note this. Mr. J has some of the highest scores of all the students and the lowest scores of all the students. If I were to use this as a high school test, there's 4 people who got A's here. There's 4 people who got A's here. They're low A's. There are 1, 2, 3, 6, 9 people who got B's here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people who got B's here. And the D's is really where there's a difference. Ms. J had only 2 students who were in the D range, and Mr. K had 6 students who were in the D range, and his students were scored lower than Ms. J's students. So again, when you put the data together into a histogram, you can start to see where these things fall together. Quick little summary. Mr. K had some high scores. Mr. K had the lowest scores. I'll just